with Paul Trimlin. Welcome to this edition of E-News. To keep updated with us, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media accounts. So Paul, let's go ahead and start with some of our mission celebrations from this past couple weeks.
Yes, let's go ahead and let's start off with our first FCA kickoff huddle. It was a great night. We had over 35 athletes in the junior to high school age range, and they came together and had an amazing night playing games and having good fellowship. There was food there, and they also got to dive into some faith topics and really understand the bigger picture of life and sports. It was a great night. It was a ton of fun. If you haven't seen the recap film, go ahead and find it on the link right here above somewhere, and you can check it out. Great time, more to come with those. We also had our first season kickoff meeting, Coaches Edition, where we had 50 plus baseball and softball coaches come into the facility, have food. They were able to go through different stations, get fitted for their coaching attire that they're gonna receive for the upcoming season. They got to hear from board members and dive into our mission statements and focus on growth and development so they can be a blessing to the athletes within this organization. It was a great night, and there's gonna be more to come. Lastly, network training has started officially. We have some of our elite softball and baseball teams in the building doing their network training, diving into multiple skilled training, and it's been an electric atmosphere in here. They're hungry, they're excited for it. We're excited that they're in the building training with us.
So now let's go ahead and roll into some upcoming events for the next couple of weeks. So if you did not get a chance to attend our first FCA huddle, or you enjoyed the first one so much, we're actually going to have another one this Sunday at 7 p.m. Make sure that you sign up so that we know that you're coming. The link to register is going to be right down below. Next, on Saturday, October 3rd at 2 p.m. right here at the Annex, 9U Gates will be having an open baseball tryout to try to fill up his roster. He's looking for a couple more boys, so if you have anybody that is interested, make sure you also sign up. That link is right down below. We've made it so easy for everyone. Lastly, we have a new fundraising opportunity for all of our athletes. So we are hosting a virtual 2K 5K. This will support all of our athletes and our organization as a whole. So for more information on that, to learn how to register, to learn how to get other people to support your athlete and help you out, register at the link below. We've got it all there for you guys.
So for the month of September, we have had the word of the month, which is servant leadership. And so today, Shelby's gonna go ahead and do a deep dive and talk about how coaches can be better servant leaders for their athletes. And so she's gonna do an excerpt from the devotion that can be found on our website in the 3D tools section, 7 habits of a servant coach. So Shelby, you ready?
I am.
Here we go.
So Jim Caldwell, a former NFL head coach, once said, "The more you know about them, the better you can serve them." I've always believed coaching is a service business. What I'm about to suggest in this devotional series will be a major perspective shift that will only take a few minor adjustments. How can a Christian coach serve the players he or she is coaching without completely shifting their existing coaching philosophy? By creating some new habits. The first habit should not take you by surprise. Pray. Leaders should pray for the people they are leading. How often do you pray for your players? Seriously, how many times since they have been under your care have you asked for things on their behalf before the Lord? For more information on that devotional, you can visit our website, extremepride.com/3D-tools.
And now for our Insider Plus story, where we're gonna be speaking with Ryan Loeffler, an Extreme Elite baseball athlete who is also the #1 in his class. Such a great representation of being a student athlete. So we're gonna bring Ryan onto E-News today so that we can interview him and kind of talk about the different tools and the different ways in which he goes about having balance in his life as a student and an athlete. Here we go. Ryan, to go ahead to start off this interview, you are in fact #1 in your class at Belleville West as a senior, and you're also one of the hardest working Extreme Elite baseball athletes in our program. What would you say is the key to your success in finding balance between the two of being a student and then being a high-level athlete?
kind of like prioritize. Like when you're doing school, it's got to be school. Like you can't like drift away because then you're just losing time. You need time. But of course you got to balance in like having fun and stuff, or you're just gonna get burnt out real fast and you're not gonna want to continue. So really, it's like prioritizing like what you're focused on for each.
You're being intentional. When it's time to do schoolwork, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm being intentional about school.
Yeah, you got
when it's time to train, I'm being intentional about training. Walk us through what your week looks like as a student athlete.
Like on a day that I'm training, like that we have like where you're supposed to come in for mandatory training, I try to get up around probably like 6:30 to 7. Try to get working by like 8:30, and then I focus on my my bigger classes that take a lot longer, and I work through those. Sometimes I don't finish like a bunch of classes before this. So if I don't finish enough like a bunch of classes before, let's say I got practice at 4, but I want to get in early and get a lift in, so I can like, because I like to lift.
What you're gonna do? I was gonna say.
You gotta get the lift in.
Yeah.
Like then I got to get home and I got schoolwork till late, but like it's overwhelming. It packs on a lot, and like it's different every day. Sometimes I'm like, oh yes, I don't have any Spanish today.
You said there's times where it's overwhelming.
Oh, it is.
So that's like the reality of being a high-level student athlete is at times it is hard, it is overwhelming, it consumes your time and energy. So walk athletes, because athletes are gonna deal with this stuff. Walk me through some of the things that you go to in those moments of being overwhelmed. Like what's the first thing, like you start to feel overwhelmed, what do you go to so that it doesn't overtake you and then keep you from being able to execute, get work done, have a good night of training, get a good lift in? What would you say to that?
I mean, honestly, for me, sometimes I'll go get a lift in. It makes me just clear my mind. You know, you're not really thinking of anything, or like find something that you enjoy to like help you like take a quick break of what you're working on. And like people might say like, oh, but that goes away with my time. Well, that's just what you got to do, man. Like there's not much else you can do. You got to like find things that help you balance out.
What is it that you love to do? So we're gonna go into a couple of bonus questions now.
All right.
So first off, what is your number one hobby? If you're not playing baseball, if you're not getting jacked in the weight room, what are you doing with your time?
I like to hang out with friends, of course. It's pretty fun. It just clears your mind. You're just having fun.
What's your favorite food of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like.
You like everything?
I like food, man.
You a Mexican food kind of guy? Chinese food? Italian?
I guess American food. I guess.
American food?
I guess.
Favorite baseball player?
Gotta go Yachty there. I've watched him throughout my life. Watched him through the years. He's always clutch when I watch him. He's really cool to watch. And like I follow him on Instagram. I see like the work he puts in. I mean, he's almost 40 years old and he's still catching like he is. So I just feel like it's a good like motivator.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Thank you for your inspiration. And thank you
course.
for being a great example of what a student athlete looks like.
So now as we close it out, just a couple of last reminders. If you have yet to register your athlete on league apps for your team, please be sure to do that. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, remember to win it right. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.